never know where life will take you. Definitely motorcycles, and specifically Harley-Davidson, has taken us places we could never have imagined. From road race tracks, racing Harleys internationally, to the top of a mountain, you know what I mean? It's literally outside of our wildest dreams. It's cool that we've been able to realize that.
What's up, guys? I'm Jake Hines from Prism Supply. Welcome to our series, My Garage. Today, we're in Long Beach, California, featuring brothers Shaun and Aaron from SMCO. These guys specialize in anything Harley-Davidson performance, from flat track racing to snow bikes, even having a show bike in the Harley-Davidson Museum. When I walk in here, the style of SMCO is different than any other company or home builder. You guys have like this very cool art race style about the bikes that you build.
Yeah, I think growing up in this environment's kind of shaped us and molded us. It's really just straightforward and matter of fact, and that's great for racing too. You don't want a lot of extra frills and bullshit on the bike. You know, you want the stuff, the bare minimum. It needs to do what it does and do what it does really well.
During high school, at the age probably Shaun was 15, I was 13, we were building and prepping import cars for my dad, alongside with him going to the racetrack. He would drive, he would race, he would crash, we'd bring them home and we'd fix them. And our parents never were really all about us riding street bikes. Shaun ended up getting his first bike just out of high school, I think at like 18 years old. He bought a bike when my parents went out of town, and they came home like, what? Before we knew it, we both had motorcycles. We were hanging them in the garage, changing tires, changing slicks, changing all these parts on very nice bikes that we didn't really know, but we learned how to do things the correct way. And that kind of started all of this.
The first bike I built was actually a '69 BSA Lightning. Built that in our garage at home with the MIG welder, you know, as everyone does, your first chopper. And that kind of kicked off the passion for customizing motorcycles.
Shaun, give us a rundown of this bike. This was your first Harley?
Yeah, this actually was my very first Harley. After the BSA, I got kind of tired. I wanted to go fast. Right now, this is turbocharged 1200 Sportster motor. It's a land speed legal bike. Everything on it right now, we can go racing land speed. Obviously change the tires, but that's what I think is great about Harleys, is that they can be anything you want, and with simple changes here and there, it can be a street machine, it can be a dirt machine, it can be whatever it is you can think of. The versatility of the Harley and the customizability of it, I think, is what the biggest draw is, because it is whatever you want to make of it.
So give us a rundown about working together as brothers. How does that feel?
Working together as brothers is kind of crazy. I mean, him and I will fight, we have different opinions, but we also have very similar opinions, so it works very well. It kind of makes everything better, but at the end of the day, working with your family, it's great.
You know, at the build deadlines, tensions get real high. With its family, you're like, well, I feel like I'm gonna kill you, man. But
once you're at the show or once you're on the track, I'm sure like you forget about all that. Like
yeah,
at that
a lot
point,
of
it's
that
just like we're brothers again.
Yeah. So I guess this bike here really further illustrates, you know, just how versatile the Harley can be. You know, this thing is a Softail Standard, you know, something you just go out and cruise around on, and we wanted to kind of take it in a completely different direction. So we've got the main hoop of the frame itself, which has been modified. The motor, you know, it's definitely got some hopped up parts in it, but we pulled the fuel injection off, swapped it to carburetor, that way we could make adjustments at the track. If you look at it, you're not really sure what it is, but you know, it still is very noticeable that it is a Harley-Davidson.
The sky's the limit.
100%.
If you can dream it, you can
do it.
When building this Softail, we wanted to save as much weight as possible, and we took off over 160 pounds. Carbon wheels, billet swing arm, carbon suspension, titanium exhaust, a full carbon body, and this thing comes off in 2 seconds. And you'll be able to see how slim and minimal this bike really is. There we go. And that body comes off in a second.
That's incredible.
You know, we just want to go out there and do kind of the craziest thing that you could do, but show that, you know, it can be done. Someone had told me one time that not every show bike is a race bike, but every race bike is a show bike. And you know, I feel like that's pretty
cool.
true, and that's something that we really strive for. We don't strive to build show bikes, we strive to build competitive race bikes, and just that inherently lends itself to being something interesting to look at.
You guys have obviously done a ton of adventurous things, and I know a lot of people like respect that and look up to you guys for that, including myself.
Something that I really look forward to is a demo derby. When else are you able to get in a vehicle and just get after it and just go smash and kind of get crazy? We've definitely crashed some classics out there.
Having ridden on dirt tracks, road race tracks, crashed cars on dirt, all these things, it just kind of leads into one thing that like we never thought we would do, and building 2 Harley 750s with snow tracks on the back and a ski on the front, and racing them up a hill in Aspen for the Harley Hill Climb, and just another bucket list thing that we've gotten to do, and definitely a handful to ride, and you know, they're here collecting dust.
Let's go check them out. I want to see them.
We bought the snow kits that were for dirt bikes, and this is what we built.
Yeah,
it was the
cool.
coolest thing ever.
Yeah, and I don't know that any other Harley's ever been to the top of that mountain, you know, under its own power. We drove those things to the tip top of that thing.
I think the ideas that come in with wanting to do things that are out of the ordinary, whether it was building the 750s for the Harley Hill Climb or the soapbox derby cart that we annihilated going downhill in LA.
That's the one that you're going around the turn though, and then like you clip the rear wheel.
I think that
you unsold both of you guys.
I think the hay bales came out at us.
We really just get after it as best we can. We're going to give it the all, no matter what it is we're participating in or giving a try, we're going to give it everything we got. Our dad instilled in us a good work ethic, and I think that's taken us really far, especially in everything that we've done. A good work ethic is something that I feel is necessary for anybody to be a master of their craft. You never know where life will take you. Definitely motorcycles, and specifically Harley-Davidson, has taken us places we could never have imagined. From road race tracks, racing Harleys internationally, to the top of a mountain, you know what I mean? It's literally outside of our wildest dreams. It's cool that we've been able to realize that.
That's it for this episode of My Garage. Shaun, Aaron, thank you guys so much for your time. Where can we find you guys?
Probably Instagram would probably be the best way. At SMCO
and SMCO Aaron.